What's up, guys?
Starting it off. What's up, guys? Welcome to Dudes of Middle Earth. This is our 5th podcast, and this is going to be actually a really good one. We're going to be on a call with a friend, Samuel Nicholes, which is going to be really good. He's going to be over Zoom, of course, because he is several states away. So we're going to keep this intro a bit shorter. I just got one question for you.
Okay.
Now that we are heading into the Sweet 16 of our Triple M, March Mordor Madness, who do you think is going to be the two finalists?
Aragorn and Gandalf. And Gandalf's gonna be the winner.
They can't be finalists. They're on the same side.
Okay, Gandalf and Sam.
Gandalf versus Sam. I'm going to say Aragorn versus Eowyn. Aragorn versus Eowyn. But because we plan on having a long conversation with Samuel, let's head over to him right now. What's up, Samuel? How you doing?
Good. How about you?
Pretty good. It's been a long time coming. A few months, maybe 5 months, or how many months have it been since we were talking about getting you on the podcast?
Oh, I don't know. I think it was like back in October.
Yeah.
And I guess a bunch of school busyness. Yeah, both of us have busy schedules.
Here we are, though.
Yeah, so it's a great time. So I guess we should start off with the question. One of the biggest questions we have to ask so far. I know that a lot of our audience is split between liking the Hobbit, adding elements, and then people that don't like the elements.
Yeah.
So we're gonna see what you do. So do you agree with the Hobbit adding characters and making a 3-movie trilogy?
I do not. I don't think it really complemented the story well or even effectively communicated the messages of the story. And it felt very inflated. It's sort of like, it reminds me of when they were publishing the book and when he started working on the Silmarillion, they were like, no, we want another Hobbit story. Except in this case, it was, no, we want another Lord of the Rings movie because the Lord of the Rings movies were so successful. Mm-hmm. And so the way they added all these things to these movies just disregarded the original story, which like most criticisms of the Hobbit movies will mention that Bilbo's not much of a character in his own movie. And that I think that's a result of stretching them out into 3 movies and adding more stuff. But
right, so I don't think Peter Jackson actually wanted the 3 movies either, but he was forced.
Right.
Yeah, which I think
they were originally going to do a 2-movie with Guillermo del Toro, but then when he left the project, they brought on Peter Jackson. But from what I can tell, I don't think Peter Jackson was all that into making 3 movies or even very passionate about the project in general.
Right. They kind of forced his hand, which personally, I don't know about you, but I feel like a 2-movie Hobbit would have actually, I feel like, been better because it did run a bit long. And as we've seen, in the extended editions, there's not too many scenes from Lord of the Rings where they were just like fitting so much stuff. And it basically was an extended edition for the Hobbits.
I can get where people are coming from when they say that, but for me, I enjoyed all 3 of the movies, so I'm not going to really go against it. You know what I mean? Right. And I think The Hobbit really has like an interesting, it's not a comedy movie, but there's sort of like a comedy added into it, kind of like Alfred's.
Alfred
and the dwarves are very funny, so that's the part I like about it. Like it kind of has that fun adventure to it.
Right, and the acting, even though people don't agree with it, like the adding elements, most of the acting in those movies are insane still. Ian McKellen's, what a great
actor. I love
Bilbo Baggins. Martin Freeman, he was probably the best Bilbo you could ask for. Young Bilbo. Yeah. Surian Home, rest in peace. He was a great old Bilbo.
Yeah.
But so let's branch down from that. Who's your favorite character? Your favorite from The Hobbit?
From The Hobbit?
Right.
Bilbo Baggins.
And then your worst?
From the Hobbit movies, probably either Alfred or Tauriel.
Okay.
From like the book, I don't know. I mean, they're all presented pretty likable in the book.
Yeah, that's a tough one because I maybe would have to agree with you on Tauriel, but the thing I don't really like. I dislike the people in the movie, but I don't really dislike the character. Do you know what I mean? Does that make sense at all? I like how their character acts in the movie, how it fits in and stuff. I may not like I I don't know if that makes sense.
No,
but,
yeah, yeah, I definitely understand.
if I'm presenting well. But.
Yeah.
So moving keep branching down from this Hobbit, so the animated adaptation back in the 20th century. Do you like that one better than this live action?
Yes, I do. It feels a little more rushed, whereas this one feels a little long, but I think it's just pretty succinct. You know, it's well focused, and the dialogue and animation, I just really like it. I made a YouTube video movie review of it the other week that I posted on YouTube that you can check out on a channel. I don't know, you can link it down below or
Yeah, put down
something.
below.
But yeah, I just really like that movie. It's very charming.
It is, and maybe like if they could ever find the in between, you know, that was a bit rushed. This was a bit
Mhm.
dragged on. If they could just fit that perfectly,
Mhm.
Yeah.
it could be maybe the
Like
best.
Guillermo del Toro's 2 movie.
Yeah, yeah. So if they just stayed on to that movie.
I've actually never seen the animated. I think I've seen like half of it.
Yeah,
The animated Hobbit. Yeah, I'm gonna have to watch the whole thing.
right. And I guess going from what you said, later in our channel, let's ask the fans what they think about, and Sam, what do you guys think about, like, coming up is the anniversary for the extended edition of the Return of the King, on April 14th, is it?
Yeah, I think so.
What if we just watched the movie? It wouldn't have audio, and it wouldn't have the movie. It would be us, and we could talk about it. But you guys watched on another screen, like a live stream,
And we can talk about it in the chat and
and we
answer
can tell people to pause it when we're pausing it. We can have
Yeah.
a timer up of what time we're at in the movie, and we could all just watch Lord of the Rings together. Obviously, because of copyright claims, we couldn't.
We don't want to get
we
our channel canceled after all this work.
Yeah, but would you think that would be? I think that's a good idea.
Yeah.
Like, what do you think, Sam?
I think for the anniversary of the movies, that is a pretty solid idea and would work well. I don't know. I mean, it would be difficult for some people for scheduling, but if they're fans of Lord of the Rings, they might be watching Lord of the Rings anyway. So
Yeah. And you can always go back and watch it.
Yeah,
if on the
we'll
live.
keep
Yeah.
the live stream up.
Yeah.
Yeah, just like talking about it, what goes on during the scene, or never great acting by Aragorn or Gandalf. Just watching Lord of the Rings with Lord of the Rings community.
Be great. All right, Samuel, do you have a favorite movie from the Lord of the Rings trilogy?
I'm not sure I do. I generally don't commit myself to having favorites of things, but I do lean towards the Return of the King, like some people do. But there's a lot of great things to be had in all the movies. So it's hard to wait, because like the Return of the King is great, but it doesn't have the Balrog.
Right.
Yeah,
and,
right.
Yeah. And then the Battle of Helm's Deep in the Two Towers is totally insane. But
Hmm.
it's just all of them add an element that just creates the greatest trilogy of all time. But what I feel like I'm gonna agree with you on that, Sam, about the Return of the King, because we went to theaters. You probably saw the video of us interviewing.
Right.
Sam, we went to theaters, and that was the first time I've ever seen Lord of the Rings in theaters, and it blew me away.
It was crazy.
I just loved that.
Yeah.
Like, it was like at the end of it, I was probably crying. Yeah. But what about you?
Yeah, I'd probably have to say the Return of the King. I feel like a lot of people's least favorite everyone loves them, but would maybe be the Two Towers, because everyone likes the way the Fellowship of the Ring kind of brings everything in, like in the beginning, and kind of like sets the stage. So I'd have to agree with you on the Return of the King there. It's
All right.
all-time favorite.
3 votes to 0 for the, all right, 3 votes to 0.
It's kind of like our March Mordor Madness right now. We gotta do our favorite movie too for
Oh,
polls.
I know. Yeah. Or we did, remember? It was Fellowship of the Ring, second place, the Return of the King, first place, and the
that's
middle
right.
was Two Towers. But Sam, I guess bringing it on to the bracket, what was your favorite, or how do you like in this March Mordor Madness right now?
It's interesting. I'm wondering to see, like, it's going to get probably pretty tense when some of the best characters are going up against each other.
Yeah. Get
But,
this. Samwise Gamgee is going against Eowyn, most likely in the next round.
No.
Which is insane, because I don't know what to do.
I think Sam's gonna win, but I think it's gonna be pretty close.
Maybe, like, remember at the theaters, everyone loved Eowyn so much.
Yeah,
But Sam
Yeah.
is definitely a favorite. Everyone loves him. Everyone loves him better than Frodo, which is another question we got to get to. Frodo. Both of us love Frodo, but a lot of people don't like him because he's annoying. He's Why can't he just destroy the ring right at the end? What are your feelings on Frodo?
Well, people who do not like Frodo as a character in the movies do not have enough insight into the story to understand his character. I mean, which you can fault the movie for because it's like they should explain that. But if you read the book and have context, it's much easier to.
Mm-hmm.
And I think if you're paying attention to the movie, you can tell what his character is and his motivations more clearly. But they just, I don't want to be mean and condescending, but like the One Ring and Frodo, potent forces that can't be taken lightly.
Right. Yeah, it's like in the beginning he's all happy, of course, because he doesn't have the One Ring. Like that ring, it's not just a ring that makes you disappear. It has a lot of other powers, and it corrupted the greatest of men, like King Isildur. It just corrupted him like he was a piece of paper blown in the wind. But Frodo managed to hold it all the way to Mordor, and finally Gollum helped him destroy it. And Eru Ilúvatar, right? I think people say that he actually made Gollum fall into the abyss of Mordor. I mean,
Interesting.
which I don't know how true that is, but it's an interesting concept. But so back to the brackets for 1 minute. Who do you think is going to win it? Or or maybe the final two. I don't know. It's just such a hard. The Elite Eight's going to be. It's going to be crazy.
I think Arwen's down by 1% right now to Treebeard. 1%.
And Saruman and Galadriel are like right there. Which we did come out with a short saying that it's going to be over probably a couple of days ago by the time people see this. But if they're neck and neck, we got to go till a winner comes out.
Yeah.
So it's going to be the last like one or two, like the two facing each other.
Well, I'm fairly certain Aragorn is going to be in the final one because he's such a fan favorite. Like 90% of the people, when they're looking for virtuous characters to root for from Lord of the Rings, they instantly think of Aragorn.
Right.
Frodo will probably get bumped out because he gets,
Hate,
he gets things talked about him. But I hope Eowyn makes it much farther than most characters, but I don't know if she's actually going to win. And Gandalf and Aragorn are probably going to end up facing each other.
Right.
I feel like Gandalf's, he hasn't faced the best people so far in the matchups, but mostly he's winning 90% plus against everyone he faces so far.
Mm-hmm.
And we have seen all 5 Hobbits, Bilbo included, are still in, which is crazy.
Yeah.
Pippin was on upset alert, but he did pull away. He's up by 10%.
Elrond was close with Pippin for a while, which I thought was really
getting
surprising.
bumped out. Yeah. So, and then Faramir is moving on against Gollum. So we incorporated Gollum and Smeagol in them too. I don't know if you saw that, but I thought it was
I noticed that.
Yeah, because Gollum's like kind of evil, and Smeagol's a good guy still. I guess until But and I need an extra character. It was really hard finding characters coming down to the 64th player character.
Yeah.
But all right, let's move away from the March Mordor madness, and let's have one final question. Okay. So we live several states away from each other, but if we ever met up and we decided to make a video, what character would you like to play in our videos?
That is a tough question because, as you've shown on your channel, they're all so much fun to be able to portray. But I think if I had to just pick one to play for fun, it would be Saruman.
Saruman.
Ooh.
Yeah, so I could do the voice and everything.
And maybe the fight scene between Gandalf or something. So we were talking about this before when we were writing this question down about who you'd want to play. And what did you say? I said Sam, just because your name's Sam. But I thought that would be a good one. And Gandalf maybe came up, but Saruman, that's a good one actually. I feel like you could portray him pretty good. We got to think of a video if ever we meet up.
Saruman was a fun character to play as. I mean, my voice I don't feel like it was the best for him, but it was a really fun Saruman and Gandalf fight.
We did an other one after that of subscribing to Dude Smith. Right?
That's right.
That was fun. But yeah, so Saruman it is. So whenever we meet up, Lord of the Rings video, Saruman video. We got to figure out
what to do.
We're quickly coming up on. We're doing a lot of videos right now. Like it's kind of hard to find what type of videos. We got to start actually making the entire movies.
Well, I mean, I'd want to play Sam and Gandalf too. I wouldn't be opposed to that.
Yeah. Yeah, any character is just so fun to act as. It's great to see like the different characters like that you can portray as. Like you always act as Frodo.
Right.
You've got that down. Gandalf, I don't really have that down. I'm just always him. It's hard to do Gandalf a lot. But I definitely love doing Aragorn.
Yeah.
I kind of feel like I've become part of the character. I know
Right.
I know my role.
Right.
Which
Yeah. Do you have a favorite video of ours?
Like I like most of the ones that have gotten up to like thousands of views because
Yeah.
of the editing and sound design and stuff. So
Yeah.
like the White Wizard approaches,
Mm-hmm.
pretty good one. Things like that.
Yeah. That one has to be probably one of my favorites too.
it's just I love the Ents moving in the background. Like I couldn't find
Oh,
sound effect because like it always incorporated the noise from the actual movie. I think I found it was like floorboards creaking and like I overlapped them a bunch and it was like
Mhm.
sound like the Ents.
Yeah.
And when my brother Anthony Gimli is always on the show, always on the video, it's always like he's always like the comic relief. He's always the comical character that is he's a funny actor.
Yeah. Hopefully, in a couple of weeks, we'll be able to have Anthony back in one of our videos. He's actually in Italy right now.
Yeah.
For the past 3 months, he's been in
We
Italy.
might do an overseas
nice.
podcast sometime with him too, maybe.
Yeah. But
But yeah, hey Samuel, it was a pleasure talking to you. We got to get you on for another podcast a lot sooner than what we planned for earlier, not
Yeah.
5 months later, maybe a couple months from now, which is fun. And we'll leave it at that. We'll see you later.
thank you, Samuel.
Have a
All
good
right.
day.
Thank you. Bye.
All right. Thank you once again to Samuel Nicholes for coming on our podcast. Even though he was several states away, we managed to make it work. It was a great podcast. Comment down below if you want him on the podcast again in a couple months. We definitely do. A lot of good talk about the Hobbit, Lord of the Rings characters, just everything. But also go check out his channel, God's Gift of Cinema. The link will be in the description.
Yeah, he has some really good film critiques, so I recommend that you guys check it out. And also put any comments, any questions that you want for next podcast in the comment section below. We'll be sure to answer them.
Yeah, we will answer it. We didn't get it this time, so we'll incorporate the last two podcasts, this one and the one before, in our questions that our fans ask us. So make sure to subscribe as well. And with that, Guzman We'll be signing off for now.